A day trip away from Uganda's capital Kampala are situated the villages Irusi and Zombo in the West Nile region, bordering the Democratic Republic of Congo. There is tropical vegetation. Since 2015, there has been a project to create child labor-free zones. Currently, 27 schools take part. The project is supported by the Ugandan Education Union UNATU, some regional partners, Education International, and since 2018 by Fair Childhood. It's a structurally underdeveloped region with little wage labor, mainly subsistence farming, dominated by coffee cultivation on small holdings. There, farmers generate only an average of €150 a year. Child labor is widespread in households, retail trade, and coffee cultivation. Families did not regard school attendance as necessary, as there were hardly any jobs. Thus, the knowledge of reading and writing were seen as dispensable. School buildings and equipment were in very poor condition. There were not enough teachers, and those who did the job were badly paid and appeared irregularly. School was not attractive. Beating was a daily occurrence. In order to achieve sustainable change, much has been invested in raising awareness within the communities and in teacher training. Regularly, regional workshops are offered for teachers. These trained teachers have made the fight against child labor and school attendance their common course. They are the multiplicators in each school. They work together with the other members of staff, parents, and community representatives to raise awareness about the importance of school attendance. They also help to find a common way to solve problems. School attendance becomes more attractive through student clubs, where pupils discuss child labor, learn about human and children's rights. The project also provides funds for drama classes, singing, instrumental music, and physical training. Beating has been abolished in these schools. Special emphasis is put on girls' education. Teenage pregnancies reach 40%, and early marriages are very common. Girls did not go to school when they had their menstruation, as there were no hygienic conditions. Now, each school has a teacher qualified in gender issues, sexuality, and girls' rights. They have installed improvements such as clean separate toilets and changing rooms for girls. It's remarkable that the number of early marriages and teenage pregnancies has been reduced significantly since 2016. Some schools have formed groups of pupils to walk to school together. On one hand side, they feel safer. On the other side, they feel responsible when a child does not turn up. They try to find out why he or she is missing.
Hello, Priska. Why are you going to go on school day like this? I am really very sorry. I have forced my parents to go.
Since the project began, the number of pupils has risen by almost 20%, while dropout rates have fallen sharply. State financing of schools has lagged behind. The national budget has even decreased. Almost 50% of Uganda's growing population is under the age of 14. The average birth rate of is 6 children per woman. In the West Nile region, the teacher-pupil ratio is 1 to 100. 8 pupils share a textbook, 9 share a desk. Only 20% of pupils graduate from school. The rate of girls is even lower. Particularly in the first years, the class size is very high, reaching up to 200 children in one class. By the end of the school year, it is decided who has achieved the target and can move on, or who has to stay down. As a consequence, the lower classes get larger and larger, while the upper ones get smaller. Teacher assignments are based on the number of classes, not on the number of pupils. In addition, vacancies are not filled, and very often teachers do not receive their salaries on time. Innocent Openito of Nebbiolo local government says, "A class of 200 pupils, honestly, can you teach? This class should be divided into 5 with an average of about 40, at the utmost 50. We have a staff shortage of 333 teachers in our district. Even if you try, it's a big challenge." In the school community, financed by parents, a private preschool was founded. It should give children better opportunities for education from very early age.
Seems to be a good teacher.
Are we ready?
Yes, teacher!
When you see the lack of equipment in the schools, the inadequate learning conditions, the long distances to school and the huge class sizes, it's a miracle how many children go to school full of motivation.
Be careful and study. They will give you AIDS, make you pregnant, and withdraw from you. Oh, girls, be careful, because all those are to destroy your future. Thanks.
Here, in the next village here, there has been a baby.
In the parents-teacher meeting, problems are addressed and solved, such as a river course on the way to school is a safety problem, especially for the smaller pupils. The committee solved the problem by building a small bridge.
Came up and mobilized the community around there to construct a very small pathway on the stream for the young ones to come to school. It's just adjacent to school.
A parent representative reports that the purchase of drums and playing music attracted a girl who did not attend school. She had watched the instrumental music from outside for several weeks. She was invited to join and is now integrated into the school.
At the end of it all, they get some knowledge. They are retained in school. That is a very big achievement that the NATO, through other partners, they have given to the school. And also, it has helped us in the community, not only to mobilize the people, the children to school, but it is through the sounds of the drums, and the music that they come out. That has actually given us a very, very big enrollment in the school, not as it used to be.
He attended both. No. It's one or the other. Yeah.
Through the purchase of sport equipment and jerseys by a Stop Child Labour Coalition, the school has become an important place for many pupils where it is worthwhile to be a regular.
We should have made ladies first, huh?
Here are the children who have come out of child labour this year and have become pupils of this school.
No. What?
The headmaster of Okeo Primary School in the Zombo district tells us, every Monday morning the teachers and pupils march to a trading centre. The following week we take a different route. We sing about the advantages of the school and invite the children to come. In the month of March, we admit them. We tell them it's their right to come to school.
If the teachers on the new project started by NATO, and then for the Green Life Club.
In many schools, pupils come to school with an empty stomach and get nothing to eat all day. Very often there is only one meal a day when they come back home. Some schools have found an answer to the situation. They raise livestock and chicken and grow vegetables to provide their teachers and pupils with a regular meal.